In terms of the buyback and the cost to taxpayers and the states, what are you seeing? Do you agree with these numbers that the government are putting forward? $1 billion, I think it is, for the buyback?
It's laughable. First thing I'll say about a buyback, we call it compensated confiscation, but let's just call it a buyback. The numbers they're talking about might apply to maybe New South Wales. They're bandying numbers like $1 billion. If you did it, i.e. like back in 96, 97, 98, the total cost of remunerating everybody or compensating everybody for business, for ammunition, for scopes, all the other stuff, and you applied New South Wales, West Australian kind of laws across the whole country, well, then you'd probably have a bill of maybe 15 billion. And this is coming from industry, like people have actually worked that out. Someone even said here in Queensland, it could be 5 billion. So just extrapolate that. Fortunately, Queensland, Tasmania, the Northern Territory thus far are not interested. So, the taxpayer might be partly saved, but we're in a cost of living crisis, allegedly. Why are we wasting billions of dollars on theft of guns from law-abiding people when actually you could spend it on ASIO and get them to do their job? That might stop another Bondi, but people handing in one or two or three of their guns out of their however many they've got, not going to change public safety one bit. It's a waste of money.
I guess on the flip side, people are saying that there are a lot of guns out there and, this will help. But again, you mentioned how it will make people safe. That's the other question, isn't it?
Well, I think anyone with an ounce of intellectual honesty has got to say, you've got 7 guns, you've got 30. I can only use one at a time. The number of guns people have is irrelevant. There are some collectors that have hundreds. How many cars is too many? How many golf clubs is too many? And, we know people get domestic violence. They get attacked with sporting implements. How many cricket bats and golf clubs or tennis rackets are too many? I mean, it's just silly. Whether you've got one or whether you've got 101 or 1,001 makes no difference. And, this whole concept of public safety, anyone who really, really wants to go and do something really bad, they only need one.
We've got to wrap it up just quickly. There's also 3D guns that we're hearing about. What can you tell us about that? Because they're not registered, are they?
No. In fact, most of the criminal guns that come into the country, and there would be thousands of them, they're not registered. 3D printed ones, I wouldn't shoot one myself. Chances are it'd probably give yourself a nasty injury if doing so. But certainly, there's plenty of laws about 3D printing and manufacture. So what do we need more for, and why do we need to induce unintended consequences when we've already got enough laws already?
All right, David Brown, yes, we're going to be watching closely. It looks like that bill is going to pass, but we know there's different state rules as well. So very interesting time ahead. Really appreciate you joining us and for your analysis. Thank you.
Thank you, Janie.